Good evening, folks. I want to do a little bit of show and tell on my coffee making process for somebody that is on the go. You might be van lifing, you might be a minimalist, you want to be able to get up and go without, carrying less gear. I also like to talk about my clothing that I'm wearing. Um, and okay, so let's go. So what I have today to do is share my coffee. What I'm doing, what I like to do, coffee beans actually, and I just ordered the external hand coffee grinder from Amazon, and listen to this. It has different settings, so I always like Fine because I'll show you why in a second. And I put my coffee beans in here. It's on the go. It's pretty cool. Listen to this sound. Woo! And it's fresh. It's so much fresher if you like coffee like I do. You can go out, you can spend yourself $10, $15 or something crazy like that. Or you can make it yourself. So, what I also use is the Fire Maple 60 milliliter, I believe it is. And this is not very expensive. And it's a good price. I use this a lot. Look how it folds up. I'll show you. That folds up. Also, this comes apart. It folds up. And I use this to put my canister back in here. And I stow it back in here. And it all fits together. It's real compact. You don't have to have a coffee maker. What you can do, if your coffee grinds are really fine, you ever had an espresso shot and you sit down to the very bottom of it, you're like, well, that's not coffee grains. It's kind of real fine coffee grains, and it's not like something you're like spitting out like a coffee grain is an abomination or something, I get used to coffee grains, but when you have coffee grains that are fine, you don't even think about it. But even if you had regular coffee grains, what I do is I fill this to maybe leave it an inch and a half or so. You want to make yourself a cup of coffee. I sometimes I'll put a little bit more in there, and it will bubble over if you're not careful, unless you go further down in the level. This is the one I'm used to using. I don't want to change it up. I want to keep it simple. Be able to travel around. I heat my water up. You can use this to cook and other stuff I can get into. So when I boil my coffee in here, I wait till it starts to boil, and I add 2 tablespoons of fine grained coffee powder out of here, and I let it boil, get this, 4 minutes. If you like your coffee dark, and you might add a little bit more than 2 tablespoons or more or less, that's on you. If you want to take the sting out of your coffee and lower the acidity level, you boil it for 4 or 5 minutes. And if you are using regular coffee grains, you might push some of those coffee grains down in the bottom, just kind of knock it off the edges here. And you let it cool just for a little bit. And I tell y'all, the majority of the time I go to pour my coffee into my cup, I'm not having coffee grains. Every now and then I'll get some coffee grains in the very bottom, but when you grind your coffee fine, you're not even gonna notice the coffee grains. And a lot of people, they're buying these big old coffee makers and this beefy stuff and having it to plug it into some electricity and all that. I don't have to drag that stuff around. Like I said, I'm mobile, I'm light. Also, this thing here, I refill these, and I'll show you how in just a second. It's cheaper to refill these because these will add up, but they're light. They don't weigh nothing. you hike with them. Same thing you use with hiking. Keep it simple. I go and I buy this kit here to refill these canisters, and these are actually 2 pieces here. Oh, wrong way. Let me see here. This unscrews off of here. This here will transfer one canister fluid from one canister to another, and then you open that valve. But this here will turn this into the same thing. So if you wanted to cook up here, I guess you could, but this is what is going to open this up, and then you'll end up turning this upside down and letting it sit there for a minute and filling up your canister. So that's pretty cool. That, you know, these, you buy 3 of these, are gonna last you a while. If you want to be really economical, you can start filling your own propane cylinders, and that's another subject. I'm gonna try not to get into that. What else? Besides coffee, I'll tell you, and I like using honey. I don't use sugar. And here's another thing to think about. Look this up. If you use a wood stir straw to stir your local honey into your coffee, if you use a steel or a regular spoon, it actually takes the minerals away, or it also destroys the enzymes in the honey. So people talk about that. I'm not real in depth, but I want everything to be quality. I'm even drinking out of a copper water jug, not aluminum, not plastic. And my water right now, I have a distiller. So I also have, when I store my water, I don't store it in plastic. I store it, and I have 2 jugs, 2 stainless steel jugs of water that is distilled, that is completely separated from everything. What the distiller does is it evaporates, and so the water vapor comes back together up top and starts to pour into your glass container. Not plastic, not aluminum, stainless steel or glass, or maybe ceramic is probably the best way to go, or copper. People say that copper is good for you because your body needs copper to be able to conduct all your neural wiring and so forth running through your body. I partly believe that. I just believe that anything's better than aluminum, or because the chemicals in plastics, it can become a testosterone hindrance, and I don't want plastic fibers. What else? Oh, if you want to get, here's another rabbit trail. I use Brussels sprouts. I put Brussels sprouts, not Brussels sprouts. Broccoli sprouts is really good for you to get the metals out of your, and if you freeze it, it breaks open the membranes, and it has sulforaphane in it, which will actually help your body. It actually grabs all the heavy metals out of your body. So I've been and I'll freeze it, and I'll take it out, I'll rinse it off, and then you eat just a dab of it every now and then. What else here? Oh, merino wool. I'm starting to really like merino wool. You see me wearing this merino wool on. I don't have to wash this every day. I do wash it, but I don't have to. And I'm a non-smoker, I just have a strong sense of smell, period. And I'm really conscious, like I do not want to smell when I'm around people. I don't want to smell funny. So you see this merino wool cap? I don't have to worry about it building organisms that start to smell. If you ever wear nylon underclothes, it is the worst. The worst. I mean, it will, even if you wash it again and again and again, it's like the organisms, they get into there and they survive, and they emit the worst smell ever. So also, I had what came in the mail. Let's see. Oh, I don't like talking about underwear, but whatever, I'll just talk about it anyway. Oh my lord, I'll tell y'all what, I got some merino underwear, boxer briefs, and I got me 2 fresh pair of socks because I ended up losing a pair of socks somehow. They're not cheap. The Darn Tough socks, they are not cheap, but these socks here, it takes them, as somebody that's on the go and climbs trees and it crashes out in the van, you know, out of state, or I go travel and contract climb, and you're carrying minimal. I can carry 2 pairs of boxer briefs and 2 pairs of socks on me, and I'm not inside my van shuffling a bunch of socks and underwear around when I'm traveling. Nobody wants to. I'm inside my van. I want to be a minimalist. I don't have to be like, oh, I got to get up and drive 10 miles for a cup of coffee. Oh, I got to get up and go to the laundromat because my cotton socks, now they stink from a mere day of work. When I'm out to do work, I'm not out to smell pretty, look pretty, or shower every 2 times a day. I'm out there to just rough it. And even these socks, you can wear them a week and they don't even smell at all. I'm telling y'all what, they are just like a huge game changer. Less gear in my duffel bag. All the clothing I need, I should be able to fit. Instead of carrying a duffel bag, I'll just go ahead and carry my hiking bag. And I'll put what I need in my hiking bag, which is hardly anything. And I don't have to drag around a huge duffel bag full of clothes that just take up more space in my van. And then when I had to go find my keys or something, I'm having to be like, oh my God, just open the door, pile everything out, and then go try to sift through all these items. No, I ain't gonna do that. I'm gonna think about what I'm doing. I'm gonna be strategic. And my gears are always turning. So yeah, I also have the long johns. Well, you call them long johns, but the merino, instead of it's wearing merino, and I have this shirt, a long sleeve shirt, which will give me even more. And I could wear this long sleeve shirt. It's merino. This is merino. I don't have to worry about being smelly. Nobody wants to be smelly. And if you got to go the distance, you can go the distance with this stuff. The only thing is, moths like wool and they will eat wool. So what we can do, what I'm starting to think is cedar saw chips. I'm gonna just start throwing cedar saw chips or cedar, fine cedar dust. Just kind of rub some cedar dust, because moths hate cedar. If they get on it and they think it smells good or whatever, especially if it has like human like sweat and stuff like that, that attracts them, and they'll lay their larvae on it, and then it'll start to eat your clothing away. And this stuff is not cheap. You don't want to have it moth eaten. So that's another thing is, I'll go ahead. I have underwear and socks in here. So this little Ziploc bag thing that came with it, I'll be able to, keep it away from larvae. And I'm going to start exposing my stuff to cedar, wood chips, cedar dust, or little pieces of cedar. Or you could use bug repellent. Bug repellent might not be good for some things, like some particular fabrics, like maybe nylon tent. So, don't spray that stuff all over nylon tent. Maybe use a natural bug repellent so it doesn't poison you and then poison everything else around you. Other than that, I just want to share that. This is coffee on the go. Don't weigh nothing. I mean, it saves me. It might have cost me a little bit of money for this kind of stuff here, but I'm telling y'all, over time now, I don't have no bills. I have almost no bills. I'm a minimalist, thank God. I don't have to worry. I don't have to stress. I can enjoy life. I can enjoy a great cup of coffee. I can enjoy feeling good with the attire that I have on. Those underclothes are merino. I'm like, this is great. And the socks are great. Coffee is great. And the food's great. And figure out an eating situation that is light, not demanding, less stress, less work, not having to drag weight around. You can just stay lightweight. Oh, I feel like shooting off somewhere because I got itchy feet. Now I just want to go to Tennessee, and it don't take me nothing because I carry nothing. I just go ahead and jump in my van, and I'm gone to Tennessee the next day. You know what I'm saying? I'm out making real money instead of being stuck trying to work locally under some boss that wants to make me work for an hour all day, every day. No, go where the demand is. Stay on your feet, stay light, get them wheels turning, go somewhere where your skilled trade is in higher demand. You know what I'm saying? Then I can come back and I can go back to church Friday or Saturday or Sunday or whatever. So that's that. I wanted to share all that. Y'all have a blessed day. Hope you enjoyed this little video. And I might even put it on YouTube, and probably should start doing that.